let's take a look at Run and Run, Christ is All My Righteousness. So the way I'm playing this song, key of G, no capo. So my G is going to be middle finger, mute, open, open, ring, pinky. And then my D, I will either play it this way, mute, mute, open, index, ring, pinky, or ring, pinky, middle, open, index, mute, or mute, ring, middle, open, index, pinky. Probably not like this, but that is an option. And then D over F sharp, thumb, mute, open, index, ring, pinky, or middle. E minor, open, index, middle, open, ring, pinky. And then the C, mute, middle, mute, open, ring, pinky. G over B, mute, index, mute, open, ring, pinky. D sus. Right. I think we already talked about that. I'm not seeing any other chords off the top of my head, so it's pretty straightforward. I think the gist is just that it's, or the difficulty is just that it's at a higher tempo, or it's a fast song. So the intro, typically what I play is like a sweep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then build. So a sweep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. Run and run, the law demands. That's my strum pattern. So, palm muting. I talked about this in other videos, but taking this part of your palm and actually sitting it right here, and kind of bounce. You kind of bounce when you're chugging like this. You don't want to mute it so much. You don't want to leave your hand on. If you leave your hand on, it kills too much of the sound. So you want a little bit of a bounce in your right hand. And more bounce when you want more ring, obviously. So that's kind of the verses, the flavor we're going for. Run and run, the law demands, but gives me neither feet nor hands. Better news the gospel brings, it bids me fly, it gives me wings. So I'm kind of playing a C over G here as my G sus. You can obviously just play a typical G sus, so ring, mute, open, open, index. So that's your G sus. But functionally, a C over G really acts as a G sus, right? It has that same tension, resolution. So a G sus resolving to a G versus a C over G resolving to a G is very similar. And honestly, like playing this on guitar, it's probably imperceptible to the congregation, especially if you have a bass and keys and drums and all that stuff. If it's just piano and guitar, maybe it will come through a little bit more. I tend to just, kind of do this C over G back to the G if I want more emphasis on the resolution. It has a little bit more tension to resolve. So that's verse 1, and then let's look later on here. So we have a chorus. Praise the Lord. Sometimes I do a little G sus, back to the G here. Praise the Lord, oh my soul, praise the Lord, now and forevermore, my heart confess. Okay, so this second line in the chorus, now and forevermore, my heart confess. It's a now, G, D over F sharp, E minor, D, C, G over B. So that's the chord progression. G, D over F sharp, E minor, D, C, G over B. Not at that tempo or in that rhythm, but I want a specific line to be heard. So instead of playing now and forevermore, my heart confess, I want the bass line to be an octave higher. So praise the Lord, oh my soul, praise the Lord, now and forevermore. So my G, I'm basically muting the E, A, and the D string, and I have the G. So open, ring, pinky. So that's the G, and then the D over F sharp, I'm moving my pinky to play this F sharp, right? So mute the E and the A, and then we have our pinky, open, ring, and then we're down to the E. Now and forevermore, my heart confess. Now that's a little nitpicky. Maybe it's excessive, and it is very tricky. So if you're gonna do it, practice that. Make sure you feel confident. I like the feel and flavor of it compared to just playing the typical shapes, so it's totally up to you. I'll play both of them contrasted so that you can hear the difference. So the first time I'll do it just regular shapes. Praise the Lord, oh my soul, praise the Lord, now and forevermore, my heart confess. Okay, now I'll do it with these alternate. Okay, here we go. Praise the Lord, oh my soul, praise the Lord, now and forevermore, my heart confess, Christ is all my righteous. So it's totally up to you. You can play it however you want. And it's definitely not required. Again, that's like a minute thing. It probably isn't noticed, but that's how I want to play it, so I do. I do a little lick at the end of verse 3, which I can show you here. So, thousands more, behold my God, he knows not one. So we sound the G, and then we do index finger, open B string, back to the index, and then open, and then on the D string, so the trick with this is everything. It's fast, and it's hard to make sure, unless you're picking only those strings, it's hard to hear that line. So one of the ways that I get around that is by every time I do another strum or stroke in my strum, I'm actually lifting my finger up, keeping it on the string to mute it. But I don't want it to sound because I want another string to be audible. So it looks like there's a lot of motion, but you don't want to do too much. If you take your finger fully off the string, it will just sound like mush. I mean, you can hear it, but... And you don't really want to play all of the strings. You want to focus in this mid section here. And that way, you're not adding a whole bunch of extra notes that you don't need, and you want to focus on the strings that you want to sound. And then when you are muting the strings, most of the ones you're hitting are either sounding or they're muted, and you're not adding a ton. So I'll quick play that in tempo. These I know, and thousands more. Behold my God, he knows not one. Praise the Lord, oh my soul, praise the Lord. I think that's about everything in this song that I do that's challenging. I think I did eliminate in the interlude that's in the recording and just duplicated the outro. I think the interlude is unreasonable to play probably in a church setting with probably the musicians that many of us have, right? Maybe we could do it, but it'd require a lot of work and effort, and we might be sacrificing practice time for other songs. So I basically have a G, a bar of G, a bar of G sus, a bar of G, bar of G2, and then back to the G, which gets us into verse 4. So this is verse 3, chorus, and then we have an interlude. And basically the line I want to have heard is one bar of each, right? So before the throne they're dressed in beauty. Okay, so if you want that to be heard on acoustic, one thing you could do is mute your pinky or not play the high E string to make sure that this note is the highest note that you are playing, right? Our ears naturally gravitate towards the extremes, right? They hear the low, they hear the high, and then everything else in between tends for most people to just blend in. It gives a, broad brush strokes of what's happening, right? Is the chord major, minor, augmented, diminished, half diminished, right? So by muting the note higher than this, we make it more audible to those around us. And then you have your sus open. And then for the G2, this is the one that will be the hardest to hear, right? You do middle finger, mute, open, index, and typically we would have our ring and our pinky. But if you play this note here, this high G will disappear more easily than this note will. So when you're playing the G2, you need to make sure that you're not playing the B string. Make sure it's muted. So there you go. That's some tips for Run and Run.